Hello, happy Friday. It's Be Well and Rise kitchen time. I'm happy to be here. How are you? How are you this Friday or whenever you find this message? How are we doing? Today in this time is a big giant full moon, a really strong, powerful full moon, and it's a perfect time to talk about what we're going to talk about. And it just all, I love when things seem to line up, right? And it's always available to line up. Like, it all is available. It's like whether or not I'm going to, slow down enough to pay attention to how things line up, see what's coming up. And when I do, I'm just always so pleasantly surprised at the synchronicities and the timing of everything. And so I feel like that right now. I feel like that everything's kind of pointing in the same direction. And I'm happy to have this conversation with you. So if you're here then and you are just going to observe, or if you have questions, you're welcome to put them into the chat. Hopefully this time I can actually see them. Let me see if there's anything I can do about that. No, I don't know, not that. Well, I definitely get to see them after. You can try writing something into the chat and we'll see if I see it. Otherwise, I got to figure out how to do that, right? I got to figure out how to have a chat. Okay. Well, I see you, Stacy and Jamie. Good to see you. We're gonna do some things. I have a few different things. I'm gonna make some things. All of them are gonna be related to ginger because you're gonna find out why right now. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna be mostly relaying some wisdom from this book right here. The Medical Medium, Life-Changing Foods. Most of what I'm gonna, all the wisdom I'm going to share about ginger is going to come from this, and whatever else comes up, I don't know where that's going to come from. We'll just find out soon. So first, I just want to say, ginger teaches us that we don't always have to have an insight or a breakthrough. This is so cool. Again, like I'm telling you, synchronicities, right? Because I just had a moment with this morning. Like I was doing a little bit of like reflecting and journaling. I haven't been in a real practice of that, which is very different because in my life I've always had like kind of an extensive morning deal, and lately I don't have a morning deal. It's very strange and even a little uncomfortable when I sit and think about it. I'm like, is that bad? Should I have one that consists of all the little things I used to do? And I think where I've come to is like, no, not necessarily, not at this moment. It's not like it absolutely has served its time and purpose, but right now it would almost feel like I was going backwards to try to like force that stuff back into my mornings, so I'm not looking to reinvent that, or to redo it in the same way. Anyways, but today I was wanting to just sit with some feelings this morning, and I was feeling tense and pressure to solve this mystery that I am. Right? I was kind of feeling like, I'm feeling like this like needing to break through feeling, like needing to, like something needs to like come up and out. And I'm kind of like noticing some things that aren't really working for me in my world and my thoughts and my ways and all that, right? So having that time. And really what I kind of came to was like, I just was remembering, like, you don't have to figure this all out. Like it actually is such a freaking comfort to know that you don't have to figure it out necessarily, right? That you can trust in what is natural and nature doing what nature does. Like, I think you can learn everything there is to learn about anything from nature. And one of the things I've been thinking about lately is, spring and its ability to flourish, like nature's ability to flourish. And like the house next door that was rented is no longer rented at the moment. It's been sitting for a minute. And, sure enough, everything, all the shrubbery is like out of control, growing. The grass is going to be covering the window soon. It's like so quick. It is ready to completely come in and grow and bring life and like vitality and like come alive, like it's just going to take over and fill like whatever is there. And it just made me think, like, with myself, like even with any of us, right? Like that in the world, like if there is like little corners of darkness, if there's corners of darkness, meaning like, you don't know, maybe like there's little corners of not knowing or negativity or wounds or like, spots that have not surfaced, right? Like within us, that, it is natural for like the wellness, the thrivingness of what is natural, like of the natural world, to come in and either utilize that for its root systems so that it can come forward. Like it is natural for like well-being to completely like take over, and like to me that felt like such a comforting image to imagine that I don't have to exactly know. I don't have to exactly know why I feel the way I feel or where exactly it came from. I don't need to dig deep into the dark corners of my mind or any of that. I don't have to do that. Like there's plenty in this, and this reminds me, there's plenty of like times in our life and situations where we do that and we need to do that, and life calls for us to respond in certain ways and to know certain things that are, are sometimes challenging to know, but some things we don't have to, and some things you don't have to figure it all out. So I'm hoping like to give myself permission, as well as any of us if we need it, like not that I need to give it the permission, but just to like give yourself permission that you don't have to figure it all out for it to be released and to be let go. And so during like full moons, I am not a moon expert at all, but I have like definitely had seasons of life where I am very synced in with the moon and, follow it closely. But during full moons, it's like this illuminating event, right? It's like brings to the surface, and it's a time to let go. And, I think that's a big part of what we're doing in our lifetime is a series of letting go, And I feel I could be emotional about this. I've been emotional. Like that's letting go. Like just let it go. I feel like, we got to let go a lot of many times in life to move forward at all. Right. And I feel like it can be really hard to let go at times, and that can cause a lot of tension within myself, I see, and the world, and just how really uncomfortable it can be to release sometimes and to let go. So any way to make that letting go process easier, let's do that. Okay. Let's do that. I probably got off track and forgot what I was saying and missed some things that I should go back to, but unless people are here telling me what to do, which sometimes helps, that's going to happen. So back to Ginger, and Ginger teaching us that we don't always have to have an insight, a breakthrough, or a solution in order to let go of what's not helping us. So I think the whole point of all that was just to say that I see this, I feel this, I know this on some level, and maybe you do too. We don't have to process everything or stress ourselves out to relieve it, you know. We don't reliving it. We don't have to relive it over and over again. That's what feels true, and that is what this is exactly saying about ginger. So it was just so perfect that I was like already thinking about ginger, because I am aware of, like, I was like, I need ginger. One, it's like the full moon, the ginger is 50% more medicinal during a full moon. So I was like already on like the ginger thing path, and then I was going to print some stuff out that I wanted to remember to share. And I was just looking at it right now, right here, and going, isn't that awesome? Isn't that great how there was like this surrendering of needing to figure it all out that was happening, and then to read these words, say it better than I could even say it, you know, and how it was like, you know, like ginger, no, like nature's got everything we need. Nature has everything we need, I think, to be well, to heal, to move forward. I think it holds all the wisdom. I think it's all there, you know. So, and it just is no surprise that this medicine right here holds the wisdom on so many levels, right? So, so you don't need to relive it, which is different than we think. Like, we think we need intense therapy, and we need, you know, and everyone needs what they need. But for me, it's like, that's a relief to me. That's a relief to me. That is like surrender at another level. You mean, like, I don't need to do so much, you know, in this lifetime. How about that? Like, how about that? Like, let's just, like, what if it's all about, like, supporting what is so natural already? Like, what if it's like what happens when we humans leave an area alone, right? How it flourishes, how it comes back alive, and all the plant life and all the seeds and everything kind of starts to break through and completely take over. And, you know, entire civilizations will be grounded and grown over by, you know, this hungry zest for life that these, like, livingness that plants have and nature has to live. So letting that happen for us, right? Let's see, anything else important part about that? We don't have to react. There are enough, situations to react to. So ginger, just like it can work out the kinks in our muscles and knots out of our stomachs. Yes, like this is so good for relieving lactic acid and soreness and muscle tension. Also why I'm feeling like I need it. It's like it helps with nervous tummies, with nauseous tummies, with food poisoning, all that. Muscle cramps, also menstrual cramps, right? It's also anti-spasmodic for our souls, cleansing us of wounds and damage without us having to do anything other than to let it. A freaking man to that. I need that. So, yep. Ginger's 50% more increased its medicinal effects on a full moon. So it's like, how can we do ginger? And I'm going to do a couple ways right now. So just, the water's already hot. I was going to do, I really wanted to have my red clover tea, 'cause it's like my favorite tea to be drinking, because it's like one of the best things you can possibly do for your lymphatic system, and I always need that. But we're going to do something different because I don't have any, which is crazy because I usually have it backstocked. And this one is chamomile. And again, I got it, from the books. And chamomile, we know chamomile is so soothing and relaxing. And this one's supposed to originally made with turmeric, but I don't have any, so we're going to use what I have. So we're going to do 2 bags of chamomile, right? We already have my hot water ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and put some hot water in there and just let that start, because why not? And there's supposed to be room for orange juice. I don't know if I left any. And I'll start working on this. You don't actually have to peel it if you don't want to, but I'm going to. So this is the way I learned with a spoon. It's easier than a knife, and it's like way like faster. And you know, ginger, what holds me back from ginger sometimes is this process, right? Just like, but it's really like with a spoon, it feels easy. It feels like you can just kind of fly through it. So just peeling it with the spoon really quick, and we'll just, or don't, you know, or rinse it, wash it really well and cut it with the skin. Like, why not? I don't see why not, unless, and we're not really eating it. It's just for tea, right? So there's that. Let me make sure. Let's see, what do I got here? There's that, and we're doing 3 to 4 slices of ginger, but since I'm not doing turmeric, I'm going to do 6 to 8 slices because I don't have any turmeric. But otherwise, you would mix. This is a tea that you could do ginger, turmeric, and chamomile, and orange. Doesn't that sound delicious? So I'll just do some slices of ginger here, 4 or 5. I'm just going to do this whole thing. I'll cut it up a little more. And like some people might have a little tea thingy, or you might put it in a pot, but I'm just going like this. Okay? So it's all in here. It's all in here, and I'm going to set it aside. And then when it's been sitting a little bit, 5 minutes or so, then I will add some orange juice, fresh orange juice, and some raw honey. Doesn't that sound delicious? I'm so excited, actually. So we'll put that aside over there. And the next thing I will do is some ginger water, because I've been meaning to do this, and it's nice to have it already made. So like you can just do it in a cup, and this is often what we do. Often we just have like our jars of water like we always have, and we use our filtered water, and then we have some lemon in there, and we have raw honey, and then we just slice or squeeze with this garlic press into our water, and we just run off with our water. But today I'm gonna like bulk batch, and I'm gonna do this ginger limeade, which I haven't done, so because that sounds good, and here we are, so we might as well. So I'm gonna fill this with water over here. And while that's happening, I'm gonna tell you a little bit more about ginger. Stuff that I wrote down. Can you even hear me over the loud water? Yes, of course you can. So some stuff that I always think about with ginger are, you know, some of the stuff that I've already like learned and I'm sharing with you is like, I think about ginger and I think like ginger is for a reactive nervous system. I think about ginger and I think of our nervous system, and it's like always being on, always reactive. Like ginger's here to support that. One of the things ginger's here to support. So, you know, it's there to soothe our nervous system, there to get us out of that reactive state, right? That seems really important to me right now. And because I don't know about you, but it does feel like that. You have to consistently, like, that's what, like, the theme of life these days for me feels like. Like, I'm trying to, like, preserve some of my calm or something. It's just like, what is going to help, like, soothe me these days? Like, it's just different than it was, like, not that long ago. I felt like all about being stimulated, and it was like I loved it so much. I just wanted more stimulation and harder, and like that, like, heck yeah, fucking let's do this energy, like that vibe. And it's just like, you know, maybe it's the times, maybe it's life. I feel like it's just like feeling like I'm more reactive to my, or like responsive, I'll say, to like my state. Like I'm just feeling like I just want to feel more at peace. I want to feel more calm and relaxed and like allowing and letting go. So it just might be a different time in my life, but it is what it is. Or maybe it's just a season. Could just be that too. There's always like the time where it's like charging ahead, and there's other times of pulling back. And so, you know, anyways, ginger is helpful for supporting that reactive state. When we tend to be like in that heightened spasmodic state, that's kind of like straining us and draining us and pushing us to what can end up being illness, right? It can be, you know, like the adrenal fatigue, acid reflux. These are like stress-related symptoms. These are stress-related conditions. Sleep apnea, the spastic bladder. This is like, right, spasm. Like this is like, can you see like it's a spasm, acid reflux, the bladder. The adrenal fatigue is a spasm of some kind, because it's like your adrenals will spit out, release. There's like a muscle control there, right, of some way. Insomnia, digestive issues, gastritis, muscle pain, tension, stomach pain and ulcers, and we're just wanting to relax it. And so ginger has the power of relieving tension for up to 12 hours. What? That is so amazing. 12 hours. Yeah, so that's really cool. It's a tonic for the organs, for the muscles. We love that. It's helpful for soothing your throat if you are talking a lot and you feel like there's strain on your throat. It can calm your throat. So kind of cool. Tension, headaches. Also, like if you have been not speaking truth, holding it back, there's a tension, right, that's there. And so ginger is helpful for that. Like, right, it's about like letting go, right? It's about letting go. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh, I love the lactic acid from the muscle tissue. That seems really important to me, and I always think of that when I'm thinking I need stress, or I'm feeling, or stress. When I have stress and I need ginger, I'm like thinking about, you know, when my muscles feel tense and I'm like always waking up all sore and like, ugh, I'm like, oh, I need some ginger. I'm cutting up some limes for this. I'm going to squeeze some in here. Let's see how many, because I've never actually paid attention. And I might not do it the exact way, but this is saying a cup. Yeah, I'm not going to do that today. Today, it's not going to be a cup at all. Today, it's going to be just mostly water with some lime in it and some raw honey and some ginger. And mint, except I forgot to get mint, so it's out. I have some in the yard. I'll do that. So if you want to make it the way it's to actually be like, ooh, yum, this is limeade, delicious, then I would say to do, oh, that's lemon. I'm going to save that one for later. These ones kind of look like, this one's rotten. Let's go through all these. It came from a tree and from the ground, so, you know, it's real. It's nature. But these are like, I don't know what they're called or anything, but they're kind of like lemon limes. And they're super juicy and wonderful, but they look like lemons a lot. So this will be just so nice to have already made, right? Because I won't have to, I don't know about you, but I just sometimes won't do it. I'm just like, that feels too hard. It feels hard right now. It does. It takes willpower to do some of this stuff, you know? But like, what if this is just one thing you do? What if this is one thing you do? Maybe you're you're ready to feel better, we're all ready to feel better, right? We're all ready to feel better. It's just like, are we ready to do the things we need to do to feel better? And sometimes it feels like I'm not kind of going to be out of honey soon. I need to save a little for my tea. I'll just save a little bit for my tea. Might as well go ahead and put some in my tea. There we go. A little in my tea, a lot in this water, because it makes it so tasty. You can use raw honey for that. What am I doing? We're going to do a little ginger for our ginger. What am I doing? Water. This time I'll do the other style. Okay, I'll do the other style. So let me show you how that looks. I just cut enough to fit into this press. This is how I learned to do it, and it's how I do it. And you just like let it squeeze that little juiciness out right into your water. And I mean, I guess you could toss this, but I kind of like stick it in there because I know it's gonna soak. And I would think some people probably want to like take it out and not have it end up in their mouth. But I don't think I care quite enough. Like you can also pour it through a strainer. Like you can let it sit in the fridge and like maybe when you go to pour it, you just like pour it through one of these, right? So, you know, this is not the way that I was taught. All this. This is just what in real life ends up happening. Okay? Because in real life, sometimes you just got to do the thing. You're just trying to get it done. And I don't know, you're less particular. And there's some things that are really important to be particular about when it comes to knowing your medicinal uses for, you know, food and plants and when you're trying to heal. And I think there's some things that, you know, you do because it's like it tastes better and looks better, you know, or it's a better experience, and that matters too. But sometimes just getting it done matters more. And I've just decided to take some of that off because it looked a little like, I don't know, dark. So just wanted it to look a little fresher. So again, going in my, I'm not measuring or anything. I'm just kind of doing as much as I want. And I kind of want a lot of ginger in here, so I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep throwing ginger in here. Yeah. So yeah, so what is it that you know, what is like coming up for you? I'm curious when it comes to like just maybe what feels funky, like that wants to be let go or healed, or, you know, is there something that's showing itself to you? What's the experience been like? I think like that's something we forget sometimes, that is here to guide us and teach us. It's here, like how we're feeling and what life is feeling like. And if it's feeling funky and uncomfortable, like, okay, good. Like what is there for us? Like what do we get to know from that discomfort? And I know what I do. I sometimes forget to check in and forget to recognize where things are funky and uncomfortable. And instead, I quickly try to do, without thinking. You don't stop, you don't think, you just go to the next thing and you self-soothe quickly. You find yourself grabbing things, and maybe I'm bored, I'm hungry, I need to have more caffeine, I'm going to get a sweet treat, I'm going to get something salty, something crunchy, I'm going to distract myself with social media, I'm going to, you know, like, so it's all these different ways that we feel better. And I personally think like feeling better is important, and we need to like know, you know, why, like not why, but like we need to acknowledge like this is this is happening. Like, I see this. Like, because I think if we see it, then it doesn't have so much power to, it's because that's driving you. Like, that's driving you to the next thing. That's where these compulsions come from. And I want to know who's driving. That's all. I want to know who's driving. Okay. So you're probably like, that doesn't look very good. But it does look good, doesn't it? I think it looks good. I think what I would do, and since I already like squeezed the juice out of that ginger, I could put more. And actually, I think I need to drink something. Let's do that. Since I squeezed the ginger, it would be good to have a clean glass, though. Dishwashers. This one's a little bit better, but barely. Since I like juiced it out, I feel like it's ready to go. But like maybe you just chopped it up and cut it up into slices, and you would then want to let it sit, I would say. And if, like, you know, maybe overnight. But if you juiced it, it's kind of ready to go, right? And I'll do this just to make the experience a tiny bit better, right? Yeah. Oh, there we go. I'm excited about having this to drink. Okay. This will go in the fridge. Put it over here. I could have put some ice with this. I could have used more honey. Cheers. It's actually really good. It's actually really good. It's very limey, and could be more honey-y, I suppose, but it's good. And probably could use more ginger. I'll maybe add more. But fun. I'm just like happy to be putting this in my body. You know, the lime in itself has so much benefits as well, just in helping move things along, like flushing in your whole system and cleansing and cleaning, and it's just good. And yeah, ginger's like helping tension, helping what's stagnant on all aspects. I'd say on a holistic level, move, have a place to go, have a way out. And I am down to let that happen. And, you know, that's part of like a meditation of food is like, one, what does this food do for me? Like, what does it do for me? And like embodying that experience, like just knowing it. That's all. Just like knowing, like this is helping me. This is serving me. This is how it's serving me. I can tell you some more things if you want some more ways that it's helping. So many ways. Let's see. I already talked about stress. Like, remember that. If you remember nothing else, ginger supports us in a stressed world and stressed state and body that's carrying tension and stress. Ginger is going to help with that. But also, DNA reconstruction. Wow. Enhances your body's ability to produce B12. You know, he says in the book, it will be 100 years before research uncovers how much ginger actually holds. But guess what? We get to know now. So that's awesome. It's great with pancreatitis, gallstones, adrenal fatigue, spastic colon, sleep apnea, spastic bladder, insomnia, colds, flu. We know, like, our immune system, all that. These hernias, Epstein-Barr, mono, migraines, the SIBO, thyroid disease, eczema, psoriasis, anxiety, plantar fasciitis, radiation exposure. Let's see, all this wonderful stuff. Spiritual lesson. I just already talked to you about that one. Let's see what else. Cancers. So much cancer these days. So much cancer. Specifically thyroid and pancreatic cancer, celiac disease, chronic sinusitis. How do you say that? Sinusitis. Ear infections, fungal infections, HPV, insomnia, lymphedema, lupus, rheumatoid arthritis. So shingles, all right? Some of the symptoms: muscle spasm, muscle cramps, muscle tightness, muscle pain, TMJ, anxiousness, bloating, stomach cramps, stomach pain, canker sores, acid reflux, upset stomach, headaches, gallbladder spasms, pelvic pain, abnormal pap, brain fog, chronic, cough, congestion, digestive disturbances, cholesterol, high cholesterol, sleep disturbances, fatigue, weight gain, food allergies, anything chest or sinus related, incontinence. Okay, right? Okay, does any of that ring a bell? I wanted to try, wasn't going to say them all, but then I'm like, well, what if there's one that you really need to hear? So that's some ginger. Let's finish this. So we had our wonderful limeade. And, oops. Now I'm going to put some OJ. I have so much to drink now, and I'm not even done. I was going to make one more thing. Now I'm going to, the lighting is, I can't even see the recording of the phone, so hopefully it's still on. But here's this in my tea. This is what I have to do it with. It says a half a cup, but it's going to be 2 oranges for me today. I mean, I am going to be, I don't even think it's going to fit 2 oranges because I overdid it. So orange. I got one more. What do you think? Do you think I can have my own cooking show? Oh, surprise. A cara. We'll take it. How do they not get so messy? And this isn't going to fit, so we'll do half. And then I'm going to need to sip it down. And my phone's just vibrating away. I should have silenced that. Let me just go like this. Well, it's tasty. It's very good. And it would be so good with turmeric because that's what the recipe calls for. Ginger, turmeric, orange. All those are so good together always, right? And chamomile. Now that is different. That is different. I haven't done that. I'll just do a little of this. Some people might use a tea thingy, majiggy. Nope. Okay. Oh my gosh. See, it would have been good to do a tea thingy majiggy because now I have chunks of chamomile in there. Well, moral of the story is you just do what you need to do to get the job done sometimes here. That's so good. You do. The kitchen's normally thrashed, a mess. A lot of times it doesn't look pretty. Nothing quite looks like an Instagram feed, does it? No? No. Okay, let me just try to make a little room. Let me put all my beverages aside. I will be drinking those. And hopefully just in this very relaxed state today. And I'm going to make one more thing for us. One more thing I get to drink. And it's going to be a smoothie. So I guess what we'll do is, let's see, make a little room. Let's make a little room. Here we go. Oh, I know, I need this for this. I need one more ginger. So this is going to be a smoothie, and I need 1 inch of ginger. We'll do this one. right here. Okay, and we'll go back to our peeling with the spoon. Like, doesn't even land on the cutting board, it's all over the counter. It's just a sticky mess. Yeah. You know, guys, we're just taking steps. The goal here is to feel more better more of the time. That's my motto. More better more of the time. You know? And it's gonna look a little different for everybody. My thing is I just want to make sure we have some tools. We have some options. This looks like a little finger, doesn't it? So I've got my blender. I use so many tools. Like it's and it didn't all happen overnight. This happened over 9 years or so, about that, right? A while. I haven't, something like that. Over all these years, like these tools just keep adding up. And you start with the tool that feels doable and closest within your reach. You just start with that tool. If maybe it's making one of these ginger drinks, you know, maybe it's doing that. Maybe it's grabbing some ginger today and like just adding that and knowing like all those symptoms I just talked about, all those conditions I just listed. Like these are, if you have any issue with any of that, or you have stress and you know you want to support your body somehow, and you don't know how to start, and you don't want to necessarily, you know, rearrange your entire life and your entire diet and change every single thing at once, maybe you just add this tool. Maybe this seems like a good place to start for you. Maybe it feels like, hey, I can do that. And no, that is something. That is something. It's not nothing. This is more than a cup. Noted. Of pineapple. Maybe this is something you want to add. Maybe you don't want to change anything right now. This is way more than a cup. I'm not going to do that many. That much. I don't need that much right now. I just don't feel like I need that much. Smoothie. So that's 2 cups of pineapple. 2 cups of pineapple. Really cool that I can get this at Costco. I like that. I had this stuff away. It was sitting out and melting all over everything. I also get this at Costco. So yeah, where do you... I would say, where do you want to start? What are you starting with? But I also kind of feel like you don't even need to know where to start really right now. Like maybe you're just right now, today, recognizing that, you know, there is something that might need some change, you know, like something that's been feeling uncomfortable, something that you might want to let go of. And then if there's something that you want to do about it, because you're feeling like, I can do this about it, then go ahead. But how about like just not having any pressure to do anything about it sometimes is nice, to give yourself that break. I know that it comes like this a lot of the times. You get to a place where you're feeling, this is way longer than I planned. How does this always happen? Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, so I got the ginger. I'm going to put a cup of water, and that's the whole smoothie, so let me just do that really quick. All right, there we go. A cup of water. So we have 2 cups of mango, 2 cups of pineapple, a cup of water or coconut water, and an inch of ginger. Does that sound good? It sounds good to me. And we're going to blend it up. happens. It just gets a little too excited and I need more water. I guess if you didn't have frozen, it would probably blend it a little better. The best ever blend job. But doesn't this look good? Look at this. Is so much. Like, hello, is anyone here to drink this with me? This is too much. It's really not. I do this all the time. This will be half your day practically, you know. You will learn if you're open to learning that, you know, getting in lots of nutrients and healing foods is kind of the name of the game if you want to really support your vitality in your body for a long time. And well, so, you know, things like measuring calories and proteins and macros, you know, and all that is not something that crosses your mind anymore. You just focus on getting in as many healing foods as you can and applying tools, like applying the next tool. And by the time you're done adding different tools to your life, you realize like your whole diet has been transformed. So you might find that just looks so good though. Like it's so smooth looking. It's gonna be good. See? And I think I'll eat it with a spoon. Oh gosh, it's very creamy looking. Because, you know, pineapple and mango have huge helpful benefits. I mean, talk about like good skin and glow, and it's super good for, you know, energy, but also like sleep. Digestive, of course, we know that's a big one. Yeah, hair, skin, and nails, that kind of stuff. So there's lots of stuff, and we're trying to support our bodies, support our system, support our well-being, support our liveliness, and using what's given to us here to support us and taking steps forward. So I hope some of that was helpful, something from there. Let me know, drop comments in there if there is anything. I always love seeing what you have to say. And if you're going to try anything, I want to hear. I'd love to hear about it. Share it with me. Share it with us. And I will maybe do this again next Friday. We'll see. Okay. Thanks for being here, and bye for now.